All right, well, first ride on the Ducati Panigale V4S, the new at 2025 edition. Let's go have some fun.
All right, this is obviously not going to be a super high performance, in-depth technical review of this bike. It's more, let's see how it operates and handles as just a road going, commuting, popping around Austin, Texas kind of bike. So here we go. This bike is the 2025 Panigale V4S with the full titanium Akrapovic pipe. Yes, that pipe does cost an extra $8K and unlocks a good amount of horsepower on this motorcycle. The US spec version, I believe, has 209 horsepower, but with this titanium race exhaust, you're looking at a mind-altering 228 horsepower. The V4 really needs no introduction. The Panigale has solidified itself in race series around the world. It is just a phenomenal machine, and in my opinion, it is one of the most beautiful modern sport bikes ever made. This new one took a little bit of time to get used to in terms of the new aesthetic, but I love it. I think the aerodynamic qualities are stunning. I think it looks really, really fantastic. And Ducati put a lot of work and effort into it. I mean, I think they spent more than 18 months doing aerodynamic development. They did like computational fluid dynamics and analysis. They did track tests. They were able to reduce overall rolling resistance by 4% under the same aerodynamic load, and they were able to increase the airflow into the radiators, which, if anybody knows, you know these V4s do get kind of hot. It's a chilly day here out in Texas, and I'm riding, and I'm pretty happy to have this warm V4 underneath me. Getting on the highways, you can see I'm being on the highway. I'm in second gear going 75 miles an hour. You really can't maximize this bike on the road and really take advantage of that Desmo Sedici or those Desmo valves until you get really high up in the rev range. And if you're doing that, you're alerting everybody around you that you are going very, very fast. But it does have some good road manners. Right now I have it in sport mode, and the throttle is a bit quick, and I feel like I might want to dive into it a bit more when I stop up in downtown. But the thing I really like to talk about as well right now is, even on the highway, as we are, the thing I love most about this new Panigale is not only the power that kicks in. It wants to go. It goes all the time. It's a fast motorcycle. I affectionately call it a fighter jet on two wheels. But the ergonomics, I'm 6'5", and this bike is noticeably more comfortable than the outgoing Panigale. I have more room in the saddle. It's a little flatter, it's a little broader. My knees don't feel like they're as aggressively pushed back into the rear sets. However, I feel like at about the 45-minute mark, I'm going to be regretting some of my decisions here. It's certainly more comfortable than, say, an R1M or the S1000RR. It's even more comfortable than my Daytona. And surprisingly, the pressure that I'm putting on my wrists is not nearly as great as other sport bikes that I've been on. If you're truly wanting a everyday motorcycle that is going to have the power of this V4, you may want to consider the Street Fighter. Another notable feature too, just on this initial little ride, is the cockpit. You'll notice that the mirrors are integrated underneath the fairing, so they can be easily detached for track days. Mirrors have a little bit of bounce to them, but the cockpit is truly gorgeous. I really love how the new interface on the 7-inch TFT is bright, visible, easy to read. And from a handling standpoint, Ducati really redesigned a lot of this bike, from the chassis all the way to the double-sided hollow symmetrical swing arm, which overall is supposed to reduce lateral stiffness. So the way that this bike holds its weight, it feels a little bit more nimble, a little bit more lighter, a little bit more easier to manage than the old Panigale. This guy coming up on my side, I'm gonna beam past him at some point. You can tell when people don't like motorcyclists in Texas, so you can see how he's getting over too. Now it's time to play. Bye. And if you need the power, you have it on tap all day long with this bike, man. It is absolutely sharp and focused, and it's a breeze to ride. But make no mistake, like, you have to exercise a healthy level of self-discipline when riding this motorcycle on the road. It is an absolute powerhouse, and you could get into trouble very quickly and very easily on this machine. But the way that you're able to just dip havoc, it's just, you can't see me right now, but I'm smiling ear to ear in my helmet. Beautiful skyline in front of me, cruising along. I mean, this bike is just so fun to ride. And yeah, I'm gonna get to the front. It's the part of having a motorcycle, man. Is just, you should be able to get in front of everybody and stay ahead of everybody. Motorcycles for the win.
Full power, just full out. Like it wants to eat. It's a brutal, angry machine, but it's refined. It's light. It feels good. It feels amazing. But I need to put it on the track. I'm 6'5". It's not a bike you want to ride every day at my height, but you could if your knees were not as destroyed as mine. It's so good. It's just so good. So I had it full on out, right? Sport Evo, full power, not a ton of interventions. I'm gonna pump it down to road. I'm gonna do road Evo, and here's kind of how I've set it up. Let me show you. So, road Evo, I'm gonna do medium power, which is a little bit smoother. I think a little bit more just approachable for city riding, you know, a little less wily, a little less snatchy. Stability control at 2, traction control at 6, because, you know, whatever. It doesn't intervene. I'm not pushing this bike near its capabilities. ABS to 6. It's dry and nice. Electronic brake control, you know, put a little bit on the front brake, it'll give you a little bit of rear, but I'm not riding it that aggressively to get it. I'm not gonna loop this bike out. It's not mine. I'm not looking to do wheelies today. So wheelie control is to 6, and here we go. So I'm curious how medium power on a 200 plus horsepower motorcycle feels for around the city, and well, let's go ride some more.
Off the line. Yeah, less snatchy, feels good. Definitely smoother. I like the medium power. What can I say? So, yeah, medium power. Even just right off the get from there, it felt really nice. Felt very linear. Not as snatchy. Much more approachable. A lot of fun. Nice to have that option and a quick hop skip to do it. So. So much more approachable in medium power for, you know, road use. It's actually really, really nice. Well, the brakes are delicious, as you would expect them to be on a $35,000 super bike. And I like it in road mode. Like, I actually like it around town. I love it. It's not snatchy, and it's like, if I was at Circuit Americas, we're going into race mode, and this bike's gonna just do its thing.
I'm gonna turn around and head back. I'm gonna go show this bike off at the Moto Social. So I'm gonna do that for a couple hours, and then let's see how this bike fares under the cover of darkness.
A little bit, just a smidge.
All right, before we get into my final opinions on this bike, which I think you can already tell, let's turn it up. Let's get it moving, and we're running. Mopac is a little bit more open tonight, but the thing that I truly do love about this motorcycle that not a lot of people will talk about is how good the new headlights are. This is low beam pattern. You can see everything. The spread is incredible, and you know, in fifth gear, triple digit speeds, this bike just wants to go faster and faster, and it doesn't even feel like it's trying. It really doesn't. It's just so sharp, so capable. I love it. I'm cold, and I'm getting colder because I'm going faster.
Yeah, this bike is batshit fast. Other than the ergonomics, I mean, which is comfortable for my size. But not for very long. God, it feels nice. It feels lighter, feels a little bit lighter, a little easier to just input into. Just pulls and pulls and pulls and pulls and doesn't want to stop pulling. And you need to take it to a track. I mean, there's only so much you're going to be able to get out of this bike on the street where it's going to make any sense whatsoever. And it's a Panigale. It's designed to go fast around a circuit. So that's really, I guess, where the next test needs to be. Other than that, I love the V4 engine. It's just so unbelievably good. It's so polished. It's smooth yet brutal in how it produces that power. It's warm. My thighs are warm. At least that's nice on a cold day. But God, what a gorgeous machine. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. 10 out of 10.